Hey, everybody, it's Al Williamson, and thank you for joining us, especially on the replay. For those who couldn't make it with me on Saturday, I want to share with you how to run a profitable extended stay rental without prior experience and without a big investment. So you're going to discover through this is my big promise, is why landlords will gladly give you control over their properties, and they will do this once you share with them this brilliant concept about corporate housing and how you can easily make close to six figures in passive income in just 6 months. So really quickly, and how anyone can do this with no down payment and never need to take out a loan. You don't have to go to the bank, and um, you don't need to have any experience in real estate at all. But before I dive into all this, let me tell you and show you some properties so you can see the profits that you could be making once you sign up. Here is my 8 unit building. This is where it all started for me. I purchased it and I had to come up with $100,000 of down payment, and that took me a long time. That was a struggle for me. But now it is doing great. It puts out a profit after taxes, after expenses of $8,283. And that is what allowed me to replace my engineering job and stay home and live the way I wanted to live. But I kept going from there. Turn my speaker off. I talked to the owner of this place, this complex here. It's a 16-unit complex. I told him what I was doing, told him about my corporate housing model, and he agreed to go ahead and lease one of his units to me. So I don't own it. I'm just renting one of the units, and that brings in a profit of $832 each month. And I did the same thing. This is a little mom and pop landlords own this little house. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath house. I told them what I was doing, and I rented the place from them. I didn't have to come up with a down payment, didn't have to do any bank loans, no transactions, no fees. And it brings in a profit of $887 each month. I kept going. I did the same thing. I gave my spiel to this landlord here, and it's a great spot in Sacramento in a real fun area. I got control over one of his properties, and it brings in a profit of $728 a month. Same thing here. This one brings in a profit of $862 a month. And this is my worst performer. It's this little cottage behind some other cottages. It brings in $470 a month. And this is my best performer, brings in a profit of $1,643 a month. That's really, really a good spread. And when I started doing this, people asked me, Al, would you help me do the same thing? So I started coaching people. And this is Derek. This place brings in a profit of $522 a month for him. And he used that on his credit cards. He helps him get ahead of his bills. And this is Rochelle. She's in Reno, Nevada. And this place is just outside of Hot August Nights, which is a car show, and comes in once a year. She's positioned to take advantage of that. And this brings her a profit of $900 a month. Again, she doesn't own it. She just controls the building with a lease agreement. And here's Tim. He's in Wisconsin. And this after 30 days, he got busy. He started making an extra $1,000 a month off of this property just outside of Appleton. Now, I don't want you to think I'm just talking about Airbnb, even though Airbnb is part of the strategy. Here's my full marketing and sales funnel. You can see that Airbnb is just a part of all the things I do. I do a lot of direct bookings. And you remember, Google has 95% of the internet traffic, and that's why you have to have a Google strategy. So that's what we do. Now, who's this for? Who's this talk for? Why you should listen for the next 40 minutes or so? This is for people who are serious about following a plan and are willing to put in the work, because there is work involved with what I'm going to share with you. And if you're at that point where you're ready to generate passive income, and if you're interested in retiring and retiring early, this is for you. And if you want a little bit extra money at the end of the month, this is for people who find themselves running out of money and have more month than money. And doing so without a bank loan, you're really going to want to lean forward for this. Now, stay to the end. I got a special gift for you. It's really going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to save you frustration too. And it's going to save you money as well. So stick around to the very end. Here's my introduction. I'm Al Williamson. I'm usually up on stages, and I'm back on stages now that COVID's behind us. and I'm taking microphones and presenting ways landlords and investors can increase their monthly incomes and also reduce their monthly expenses. That's my specialty. And right now, I'm operating 28 corporate housing units. This slide says 27, but it's 28 now, and we're adding a couple more in Sacramento, California. That's where we cluster our activities here. And I've trained a ton of people. I've been doing this for quite a while. Since 2014, there's been a few thousand people that I've actually coached and trained to get started with this whole model. And but that's where I am now. But it wasn't always so easy. I used to be a civil engineer, and for those of you who don't know, that's someone who oversees the constructions of bridges and roads and things like that, airports and things like that. And it was a very prestigious job. It pays well, but I was bored to death. It just wasn't quite my thing. Um, I did some cool projects though. I put solar panels on top of Alcatraz Island. That was a cool project. I even did some cage work in Yosemite. So some beautiful projects. And but that was all counterbalanced by the long commutes and the time away from the family and all the BS that goes along with being a consultant. Like you have to chase for project numbers to bill your time to, and you got to track all your hours and track all your mileage and bill that to a certain client, and all the safety training that we had to go through. I mean, year after year, the same safety talks and things just to kind of cover the behind of my employer. We had to go all this training over again. And I remember what really got me, which really made me knew I needed to quit, was the annual employee review. My boss would come and ask me that question: where do you see yourself in 5 years? I couldn't tell them the truth. I didn't want a boss. I wanted to work for myself, and I knew it. And it was just confronting me every year. So as it turns out, I started buying real estate, and that was great. I was excited about that, trying to operate as a regular landlord, and I just to learn that you can make the cash flow that you estimate, but maintenance costs so much. I was spending majority of my cash flow on maintaining my properties, so that was really embarrassing. I remember one year my wife asked me why we couldn't go on vacation that year, and I had to confess I was just so embarrassed. I had to confess to her that I was using some of my engineering salary to help pay for and maintain our rentals, so that it wasn't working as a traditional landlord. So that's what really inspired me to start figuring out ways that I can increase income and reduce expenses, because I had to make this work. I didn't want to go down in the eyes of my wife as a complete failure at that point. I wanted to provide for my family, and I'm sure you guys too. That's why you're listening. You want to provide for your family. So I did this research. I started working with mentors and going to conferences, and I found out that people were in the same boat I was in. It's just a nasty little secret that no one wanted to talk about, that maintenance costs so much. If you're just doing traditional landlording, it doesn't work. It helps you get wealthy over time, absolutely. And once you pay off your mortgage, and you'll be comfortable, but that might be 30 years. So all that led me to checking out what was going on in Airbnb back in 2012. I started experimenting, and I love being a guest. I did not like being a host. I didn't like doing traditional Airbnb. And when in 2015, when they pivoted and started offering business travel ready options where you could set aside a place just for business traveler, I jumped on that, and I started working on different options for that, trying to do it for a few days and then offering 1 month long stays. And that was more profitable to me and fit my lifestyle. I didn't like the churn and burn and all the double bookings and mistakes that happen when you do fast turnovers. And that led me to do even longer stays. My average stays is 4 to 6 months right now. So that's how I entered the world of extended stays. just to find out that for the hotels have realized the same thing. They realized that more people are choosing to live in one place and work in a different place, and the rise of extended stays and mobile laptops, they could operate just fine off of smartphones and even smart watches. So longer term stays is in demand right now, and it's a great opportunity. And when you look at your after expenses, it brings about the same amount of money as doing all those short type of activities. And you see that during COVID, extended stays for essential workers was the only thing that was profitable. I have the status report here on this slide. It shows headline after headline all throughout 2020. People were saying that you need to do month-long stays to stay viable. Even the CEO of Airbnb came out. He was on the airways of CNN, and he started telling people, do month-long stays. That's the most stable thing you can do. Because even when travel is restricted and there's still a demand for project work, emergency healthcare services, and governmental contracts, those things keep going on. And that's why you see so many of these brands and these type of hotels with kitchenettes in them. Extended Stay America, Maystay, Home 2 Suites is a Hilton product. They're trying to catch up to this whole trend. Marriott has 3 or 4 different extended stay products all through the town, and all kinds of different lines of luxury as well as price ranges. You can find them because it's a growing segment of the hotel industry that's extremely profitable. This is Extended Stay America is a publicly traded company, so they have to publish how they do. And this is what they showed in 2020. It showed that they quickly recovered in back to their full booking in 2020, even after the whole travel industry came to a complete stop in April. Though under the worst case situation, 6 out of every 10 of their rooms were filled, and then they quickly went back to 8 out of 10. That's where they like to operate. So they made money. They made $96 million in 2020. So they did just fine when a lot of companies took losses. So what does all this mean to you? We got mobile laptops, mobile phones, and the mobile travel, mobile workforce is growing. So what does that mean? That means you can make a lot of money. But the problem is, for a lot of people, is that they think they need to have deep pockets and a lot of money, which they don't, or they need to go take a bank loan to do real estate, which you don't have to, or you may not want to, you may not be able to. And you need to do those things in order to make really big money in real estate. And that's just not true. That's just not true. We know from playing Monopoly all those years while you're at Thanksgiving or Christmas time playing with the family that you want to trade homes for hotels, and you want to get for hotels because that hotels has more cash flow. And just like in Monopoly, just like in real world, the person who has the most cash flow is the one who wins their own game. And since we know now, it's very clear in the hospitality industry that there's more money to be made by serving one person in over 30 days than it is to house 30 people in one night. It's more profitable that you need less overhead, less employees, and less pension funds and all that stuff, that you can just jump right into the longer term portion of the hospitality industry. Okay, so that's the solution, is to provide housing for business travel instead of tourists in a way that creates savings for them and profits for you. That's the solution. And here's 3 secrets and 3 keys on how you can do this. I want you to do these things are what you can do to get started in the next 30 days, to actually start making money in the next 30 days. Is the first one is to understand this corporate housing model. I'm going to share with you that. And the second secret is how you can instantly know that this works and that this is perfect for you, how you can instantly know 100% for sure. And the third secret is how you can operate and so that you can be 95% occupied all year round. Okay. So the first one is to kind of help you get an overview. The second one is so that you don't have to do a whole bunch of research. I just want you to be able to make a decision, a go no go decision, and start making money. Because you can't even get a bank loan in 30 days, but you can do this and start making money in 30 days. And you want to be set up in the right location so that you keep yourself filled. So let's get right into it. Let me take a sip of water first. How does this corporate housing thing work? How does that model work? I learned my first experience with corporate housing was back in 1995. I was working as a consulting engineer, and they sent me out to Port Arthur, Texas, which is it's an oil refinery town, and it smells all the time there. Even if you go inside, there's still a smell from the oil refinery. It was pretty. I was pretty miserable. They put me up at this Holiday Inn Express, just on the outskirts of town, not too far away. They gave me a car and everything like that, just like a regular business traveler. And I was just pulling my hair out. I had hair at the time, pulling my hair out, staying in this hotel. I was sick of it. And they offered me this apartment that I can move into. So that's about week 20, the third week, I had an opportunity to move into this apartment, and I did. I was just so happy. I could move there. It fit my budget, and it was great. I was able to save money on food, and I had my own privacy, your own sense of belongingness to the community. It still smelled really bad outside. The outside air did, but I was so much happier in there. So there I am, a construction worker or overseeing construction. I was always dressed in construction garb, and I needed housing, and I found housing and I was happy. But let's take a look with a new lens and come at it and say what was going on behind the scenes. What were the businesses that were working to make me happy? And that was this. There was someone who had an agreement with this private apartment complex. There was some entrepreneur there, and they were dealing with they were contacting the management of my company to let them know about the solution that they had. Okay, that was going on behind the scenes. I didn't see that. And so let's focus right here in the middle. Who was that entrepreneur? They didn't own anything. They didn't own the apartment complex. All they did was contact my uh, company, and they knew I had a need. They knew I had a need, that I need housing, and I didn't. They know people don't like to be in hotels for that long, and they found a solution for me. So let's dig down what they did. So what they did, and what corporate housing companies do, is they find a well-located dwelling, a house, an apartment, a condo, whatever it is. It's going to be great location, super safe. Then they put furnishing in it to make sure that it's livable. They take pictures of it and they start marketing it. Okay, they start marketing it online, offline, and by social media. They contact companies. They do all those types of things. And that company or the employer or the employee will give them their housing allowance. Okay, instead of paying it to a hotel, they'll pay it to this entrepreneur, and that entrepreneur will take their money and they'll pay their bills. They'll pay the uh, cost of rent, utilities, and all those things, Wi-Fi, and what's left over after they do that goes right into their hands. They start. That's the money they have to take care of their family, go on vacation. If it's a 3-month stay, they don't really have anything to do. They just collect money. So that's the beauty of it. Here, let me do it on my page. So for you could find a well-located property in your town, okay, well-located, and you put the right furnishings in it for that business traveler that you have in mind. Not what you want, but what they want. And then you start marketing online, offline, and social media. Remember, majority of this activity is offline. It's majority of this activity is not Airbnb. Okay, it's in the real world, in three-dimensional world. And then they collect the money that people will pay you for. You'll collect the money that the hotels will be collecting, but they'll pay you instead. And then you pay all the bills associated with that rental that you have. And what's left over is for you. You just make cash flow that you can use, cash flow that you can take vacations with, help your kids get through college, catch up on retirement with. You can pay car payments, whatever it is that your financial objectives are, you now have money to do it. You didn't need a bank loan in all this process. So that's what's amazing. So, so this is what's happened. Everyone wins when you go to this. The landlord who owns the property wins because you're taking great care of the property. The business traveler wins. Everyone wins. This is like a three-way part of capitalism. Win, win, win. Everybody wins. Everybody makes money. So that's the beautiful thing. The business traveler makes money by actually saving money. They get to pocket the difference. The landlord, of course, gets paid, and you get paid. So everyone gets paid. That's why it's so sustainable. That's why there's so much goodwill associated with this. That's why it's something that you should do. It take care of your any financial lack that you might have. Okay, so that's the first insight I want you to walk away with, is that people do what's in their self-interest. It's in the self-interest of that business traveler to save money and pocket the difference. And if they can find great housing that's better than these hotels and save money, then it's in their self-interest. They're going to do it. Okay. If a landlord or owner of a property, if they see that you're having a professional traveler there and the place is getting professionally cleaned and that it needs to be maintained well all the time, then that's a win for them. Their property is better maintained. And for you, you're getting paid for solving this problem. That's what's amazing. That's why it works. Okay, so some of you, I know you have to check off, but here's the detail about my package, the things I offer. If you have to go, check out extendedstaylandlord.com, and that's where it is. I'm going to talk to you about that later. Okay, secret number 2 is how you can instantly know that you can make enough cash flow to accomplish your financial goals. How do you instantly know, so you don't have to do a bunch of research and do loop around over and over and question yourself. All right. So it's this, just like McDonald's, they do a bunch of research and they of demographics, what's going to happen in that town before they go and they set up a McDonald's burger shop. And they do, and what happens is this wild success. You can see by this big old line in the drive-through. It's very publicly seen. You can see by the cars in the parking lot how successful they are. And guess who's watching that? Burger King's watching that. They just set up across the street because all the research has been done correctly. They can visibly see it in the parking lot by the traffic going through the drive-through. Okay, that's what you need. And you can do the exact same thing. You can visibly see that you'll be successful without a question of doubt because you have an extended stay hotel in your town. If you have one of those national brands like Extended Stay America, Residence Inn, you drive their parking lot. You see that you may not be able to park. And that means beyond a shadow of a doubt that you'll be successful there. They've already done the marketing research. They know the market. They know how much people are willing to pay. They publish it. You don't need to do any more research than that. All right. So that's how you instantly know that you can get going and do it. I like to think of the David and Goliath because these corporate giants are really Goliath, and you and us scrappy entrepreneurs are David. And what happens if you use your advantage, you can be successful. And that's what David did. He fought Goliath. They were in a battle. He fought from a distance with his slingshot. He didn't have to get up close and do up close battle. And you can fight these and take the lunch of these big corporate companies because you can design better. You can make things more homey. Okay, this is what inside of Extended Stay America looks like. It's real simple, real basic. Sometimes you can open the windows and sometimes you can't get fresh air. Just a 2-burner stove, very simple. You can do much better than that. You can set up in a residential setting. You have the street knowledge to know where's the best place to set up. You can include a washer and dryer in your unit. If you're staying at these extended stay hotels, you have to go downstairs and haul all your clothes around. You can set up a washer and dryer just inside the unit there. And you're offering something of really high value at a lower price. That's why you will always attract business. So you do this corporate housing because people are coming. If you see that you have tons of extended stay hotels in your town, hotels with kitchenettes in them, then you should be up and going. You can absolutely make money. Okay. So that's the second insight is everything's been done for you. All you do is look for the presence of an extended stay hotel, drive it parking lot around 10 at night, 9 at 10 at night when everyone's there. And if you can't park, if you see they're slammed with business opportunities that is packed, that means your market is overrunning with opportunity. Okay. So so if you're these extended stays, they know what people want, they know how much people are willing to pay. Just copy their homework. Now, this is not first grade, this is not kindergarten. It's okay to copy. It really, really is. Just like Burger King does on McDonald's. They just copy the homework. It's a smart, savvy, very safe, risk-averse thing to do. It's probably the smartest thing you can do to build your cash flow. Okay, I hope you get that because these essential workers like travel nurses and even construction workers, even plumbers are essential workers. They need a place to stay, and they've been staying at these extended stay hotels. They much rather stay with you. They much rather stay with you. Here's something I did to make my units more comfortable. I added some, and you can do this too. I just added some plumbing on the outside of the wall, so I didn't tear up a wall. And you add this little air admittance valve here too. So this is for a laundry machine. I just I just glued this stuff together. It's like $10 worth of plastic at Home Depot. And then I used these portable washer and dryers. They plug into anything. So now I have a laundromat inside of a rental. You can do this for rentals you own as well as rentals you don't own that you may rent from someone else. Instant laundry room. And look what this did. The place unfurnished as a traditional landlord or whatever will rent for about $1,100 per month here in Sacramento, California in 2021. As a corporate rental, it easily rents for $2,197 or $2,200. And so that's a big difference. That's a over $1,000 difference. I didn't go get a new place or anything. I just created $1,000 by putting in some basic stuff. This laundry machine and this dryer all together cost $600. So I make my profit back in a month. So there's some powerful stuff you can do to squeeze out a lot of cash flow, a tremendous amount of cash flow without needing a bank loan or anything like that. So I increased the value of the cash flow of this place by 100% by doing this. That's what's amazing. So again, if you can't wait to get to the end, if you have to take off or you're ready to go now, check out extendedstaylandlord.com. That's what I'm going to share with you how to get some guidance. That's my coaching and training product there. And I'm just going to leave this at the bottom so that you know what that website is. Okay, so secret number 3, let's get right to it. The third thing that you need to do if you want to make money in the next 30 days, if you want to make a profit from cash flow, enough to pay for a new car, pay for the monthly fees, pay the monthly bill on your car, or just to have more money, just to have more passive income so you're not so reliant on anyone else. These are the things you can do. So the third step is knowing how to market what you got. Once you have this furnished rental, you got to know how to market it so that you can stay occupied year round. Okay, because the profits you get is really in the marketing of it. That is essential. People buy your marketing. Now I've been showing you this graphic. It looks like this has all these websites and things, but it really is more simple to think of it like this, like your marketing is a three-legged stool. Okay, and the legs on that stool is offline techniques, online techniques, and social media. You got to do all three. That's how you hold up. Some people thought that you only need to do one thing, just list on Airbnb. That's what they thought. In 2020 came and it stressed the whole business model, and they toppled. A lot of people went out of business. A lot of hotels closed up. Okay, so that's why you need three legs, so that when the stressful times come, that you can hold up, you can carry some weight. You need to do social media so people trust you, because we make so many people make their decisions based off of reviews. So that's why you need reviews on Yelp. You need reviews on Google. You need reviews on Facebook Marketplace so that people know you're credible. Because there's so many fakes out there, so many scammers out there. People want to deal with reputable people. Just because they find you online doesn't mean they trust you. That's why you have to do social media. Okay, so what I'm sharing with you is this great saying. Basically, is the saying goes, you can give someone a fish and feed them for a day, and that's what Airbnb does. They do a beautiful job of making things so easy for you. Okay, they get your reviews for you. They advertise for you, everything, right? But the saying goes on, it says if you teach someone how to fish, then you feed them for a lifetime. That's what I'm in the business of doing, and I don't apologize for that. And I love helping people turn in, have enough money so they can turn in the letters of resignation. That's my favorite thing to do, and that's why I'm so passionate about teaching people how to do this, how to increase their income, how to lower their expenses. Okay, here's an example of what we're talking about. Let's do the math. So the minimum, if you're doing this corporate housing model, especially if you go rent someone else's property, the minimum profit that you should make after expenses is $500. That's what should be your take-home pay. Okay. So times 12, that's $6,000 a month. That's more than most landlords are making cash flow wise because of maintenance. Again, maintenance eats that up. But if you're renting the property, you don't own the maintenance. That's what's great. The maintenance stays with the person who owns the property. Okay. Now, what happens is people do this once and then they say this is great, and they go off and do it again. Most of my students do it again within 3 months. They get their second one going. Now they're making $1,000 a month. That's real money across the board. Everyone needs $1,000 a month. That definitely covers someone's food bill. All right. So they did that within 3 months. That's amazing. So that's $12,000 a year. That covers right there. That covers someone's tuition for a state school for sure. All right, and they keep going. Typically, people when they do one, they say this is great. When they learn how to market and they got some time under their belt, some time behind the wheel, they go to the third one and the fourth one. So they end up with in 12 months, they end up with four of these. This is what I see all the time. That's $2,000 a month of profit after expenses. Okay, you don't owe anyone anything else. It's $2,000 a month coming to you. That dramatically improves your life. That's $24,000 a year. That is more than a lot of people's half-time jobs, part-time jobs, right there. So Alicia did it. This happened to her, and I just this is a great story. I was speaking in Virginia, Richmond, Virginia, and she comes up to me afterwards, says, "Al, I got to do this. I'm trying to have a baby. We just got married, and I'm trying to replace my income, cover my side of the bills." And she told me she's a house flipper, and I said, "Great, you already have a crew?" She says, "Yeah." I said, "You got 15 days. I want you to have your first one done in 15 days. I usually give people 30 days to get their first one done. But I said her 15 days because she already had her systems in place. And she sent me this thank you note. I'm blowing it up for you. She says, thank you for pushing me out of my comfort zone. And she goes on to talk about me helping her. I was always there, available, answering her questions. And she said she had four of them at the time she talked to me. And she was making $2,123 a month. She had accomplished her goal in just 4 months. She's making that a month, over $2,000 a month in just 4 months. So it's absolutely something you can do. You follow the 6-step system I lay out for you, and you do it. There's 6 steps. You do the tasks, and you know exactly what you're supposed to do, and you can get it done quickly. This is her little girl. She at her 1-year birthday. So this was great. It was great to be that play a role in this, that help her have more mommy time. I love that. Okay. So the goal is, and this third insight is that you're going to own your time if you learn how to market. That's what it is. You're going to own your time. You can be able to do what you want. You can be able to create as much money as you want. It's a rinse and repeat type of system now. Okay. So if you're a good marketer, which I can help you become, that's what we're going to talk about in my digital course, then you'll be able to do what you want and live how you want. Be able to do what you want and live how you want. Absolutely. Okay. You could do much more than $2,000 a month. This is my reinvestment model that I actually lived through and shot videos to prove I was doing it, just so that people would know and you would know that it was a bunch of fake stuff. I work with a business partner, and we start off with $5,000, and that's what you should have too. You should have at least $5,000 available to do this. Okay, it takes money to do this. You got to come up with your first month's rent, security deposit, and buy furnishings. You need money to do this. It's not for people who are flat broke. If you're flat broke, then the first thing to do is to handle some financial literacies, because you're going to come into a lot of money with this business. You need to have a good financial literacy so you know how to handle money. Okay. But anyway, let me get back to this. It's what we did. We set up our first rental arbitrage. We rented a place, furnished it, marketed it, and we started making $500 a month. That's what this says. And then we didn't spend the money. We kept working our job. And that's what you should do too. Keep working your job. Don't live off the money right away. Let it build up. And then you'll have enough money to go do the second one. In a few months, in 4 months, I'm saying you'll have enough money that you from profits that you can do a next one. And then now you got two profitable units working for you. And in month 7, you take the profits that your units earned for you, and you reinvest it and set up a third. So this is how you do it. And then this keeps going, so that within before month 23, you can start paying yourself a salary if you choose to. If you choose to start paying yourself a $10,000 per month salary, because your business has scaled up to that point. And if you can live off of $10,000 of net income per month, that means you could walk away from your job if you don't like, if you chose to. If you chose to, that'd be great. You definitely could support your kid in college, or accomplish your financial goal. That's a good vacation that you can pay for yourself, all within 24 months. You don't have to work 30 years to retire. That's what I'm sharing with you for this process. Now, if the eagle doesn't see another eagle fly, then their chances of reaching their full potential are greatly diminished. So you got to kind of associate yourself with people that are doing things and overcoming obstacles. That's really important to do. Okay, so you could try to do all this on your own. You could try to do what's taking me years to figure out. You can. Or you can just skip the trial and error and use what works. Just copy what works. That's a smart thing to do. Just use the same 6-step system that I've refined from all these years, so that you don't make the same mistakes that cost you so much. Mistakes wear out your nerves, as well as waste a lot of money. My coaching and training program is called Extended Stays for Landlords. And this is what you get. You get an overview of this whole model. We go into detail about the corporate housing model and get you centered on that, so you can understand the hospitality industry and the extended stay industry. And then the step 2 is the steps you do, and you do the tasks so that you can discover your market's potential. And like we talked about, it's really what your hotels are doing, not what other Airbnb people are doing. It's what the extended stay hotels in your area are doing. The next step is that you really want to focus on these business travelers, not tourists, but business travelers. And that's what we do. Step 3 is to learn how to furnish your place correctly, not what you want, not what you think is cute and pretty, but what the business traveler wants, and doing that and affordable. I give you a checklist. You can order everything off of Amazon if you want, or you could take the checklist and apply some hustle and buy everything from Facebook Marketplace, or get things used, and that keeps your expenses down. So this is a guide that you can work off for furnishing. And then step 4 is you want to market the place, because that's the key. Learning how to market, not just doing it on Airbnb, but having offline strategies, Google strategies, as well as social media. All these things, you can follow my checklist. I help you do it. I even have some virtual assistants that can help you do it as well. That's a different thing. But yeah, we can do that for you as well. So marketing is so important. It's the whole hub. This is what keep you filled and keep you profitable, even through a recession, even through COVID. You still make money because essential workers are essential. The step 5 is, if you're an already existing Airbnb host or something like that, and you know that this helps you transition into doing longer term stays, how to get into the and work with traveling nurses and travel professionals, healthcare professionals. You got to learn how to furnish it so that they want it, how to quickly find them, and how to maximize your profits. Those are the things that you need to figure out. In step 6, if you have all these tools that you know how to do, if you can um, know how to market, you know how to position yourself, and you have extended stay hotels in your area, then you're set. You are ready to go off and start making cash flow without ownership. You can start doing rental arbitrage. You can take that marketing engine, it's a real engine, and you can apply it onto properties that you don't own and you start making money. Okay, so I got the scripts on what you should say to the landlord, how you negotiate with them, worksheets to help you do everything right so that you don't mess up. Because a mistake right here in setting up, it could cost you, it might take you a year and a half to get your money back after your investment. So you want to break even quickly and start having profit to redeploy. And I give you the system for it, how to do it very systematically so that you can scale and other people can help you scale. So you can stack these rental arbitrages together, just like Legos. You can, whatever your financial goal is, you can stack them together to accomplish it. So those are the 6 steps. That's the educational piece, and the value of that is $3,500, and that's not much to become financially free and then leave your job. But the information is by itself is not enough. You really need to be around a bunch of other eagles. You need to have some coaching to ask your questions and challenge you. So that's the next part we need is kind of a mastermind. That's the first bonus that comes along with this is learning from other people. We have a private Facebook group that we meet often. We cheer each other on. You can learn from other people that are doing this, what their best practices are. And then all the group support that you get. If you ever have a question, I respond to your questions. But sometimes by the time I respond, 3 other people have already responded. So it's a really good support system. And you get daily updates about what I'm learning and what's new so that you can adjust your business and stay sharp. So the value of this group coaching, also we meet once a month by Zoom and we talk over things and we do trainings. All that is a one-time fee. The one-time value is $1,997. Now I myself, for being part of a mastermind, I pay $1,000 a month. So this is well worth it. This is a one-time thing. So the second bonus I want to share with you is email support. So um, you don't have to go checking any other forms. You don't have to go asking other people who may not be doing extended stays, because it's really easy to get a great answer to the wrong question. People who are doing 1, 2 night stays are going to give you the best answer that they know, but it doesn't necessarily apply to the extended stay market. We operate differently. The way we operate with instant book, someone doing 1, 2 night stays may want to use that instant book option that Airbnb has. Well, we don't. That's the worst thing for us doing extended stays. You don't want instant book. There's a number of other details. It's really important that you ask your questions about how to operate an extended stay for business travelers to other people who are doing extended stays for business travelers. That's how you prevent yourself from making costly mistakes. All right. I want you to picture this. I want you to picture yourself getting going, driving out later. You may already know you're surrounded by extended stay hotels. They're cleaning up this market. And you probably already know someone who's a landlord who will be happy to rent their place to you. You may even know someone who's taking their mom to a long-term care facility, is going to end up with a rental. There's a number of things you can offer. You can be up and going in no time, definitely within 30 days. And that means your whole life will change financially. It's just in 30 days, just taking these steps, okay? And that's why I offer the third bonus is a private one-on-one coaching. Plus, I give you a whole bunch of resources. Let's talk about that. This is a really big bonus. It's a 60-minute with you and me. We're going to be talking about your opportunities and creating a personalized action plan for you. That's the thing. exactly what you need to do under your circumstances and resources to make this happen, to accomplish your goal. And then give you a pack of resources to help you scale your business, or is going to have at least addendums, all the legal stuff that you may need, example applications, all that paperwork. Just the legal work alone is very valuable. And during this time, we're going to map out for you how you can increase your cash flow by more than $500. That's right off the bat. Within this hour, it's going to happen. Okay. So the legal work alone is worth more than $2,500. You know, alone what we're talking about. But that one-on-one call plus all these resources that you're going to get, real value of $2,500. Okay, let's stack all this together. You got the educational part, the 6-step system that's been refined since 2014. It works. We know it works. It's a value of $3,500. Having a mastermind group, which is the first bonus, people that hold you accountable and that answer your question and learn from other eagles. Eagles learn from eagles is a value of $1,997, and the email support so that you can get a quick answer from either me or my team about what to do so that you're not wondering, you don't have to spin your wheels. That's a one-time value, real-time responses, and $1,997. And then the next bonus, which is the big one, just you and me, a one-on-one consultation, plus all the legal work, all the things, the tools that I use to operate my business, is a value of $2,500. If I stack all that together, it's easy. It's a $9,994 value, but the right frame is we're trying to earn that each month. We're trying to create a business that puts out $10,000 a month. That's how serious this is, and it works. So here's the thing. This is the question. It's not how much it is. It's how quickly can you expect to make 10 times your money back? Okay. How quickly can you make 10 times this investment back? That's the question. Let's find out. Okay. So it's $9,994 is the value pack. It's absolutely worth it. But of course, I'm not going to charge you that. Warren Buffett says the best investment you can make is an investment in yourself. Okay. The more you learn, the more you earn, and especially you learning that with support is amazing. So what we're going to do is not charge you the $9,994, even though it's absolutely worth it. You're going to be able to make that each month. Is we're going to bring it down to $1,997. You know that's what's on my website. I feel strongly the value is worth more than that. Okay. And I'm going to give you a money back guarantee as well, 110%. All right. What you need to do is follow this 5-week quick start. Is what you need to do. And you're going to win. So you're going to get 3 days to look over the whole package. And if you don't like it, you get your money back. Also, I'm saying that if you don't make 3 times your investment back within your first year, I'm going to give you all your investment back into the course. I'm going to refund your money, and I'm going to pay you 10% interest on that money. Okay. So that's what I mean. I am convinced, I am sure, because we got so many amazing results, that's going to happen. So here's the summary: is that housing people on extended stay work assignments is really the key to creating the passive income you need to reach your financial goals without burning yourself out, because you want time with your family, right? And that's only attainable through the 6-step system with coaching and support. You need everything. You need the knowledge, you need a coach, and you need the support to make this big financial transformation. Okay. So we are offering it right now for $1,997. Absolutely. You can go to extendedstaylandlord.com to pick it up. And I'm looking forward to working with you over there. The typical questions right now are these. The people say, well, let's work in rural areas. And the answer to that is, I don't know. The way to know that it's going to work is if there's a presence of an extended stay hotel. Just copy someone who's already is doing it. That's all you need to do, and do it better. The question I get all the time is that my city has a lot of Airbnb ordinances. Will your system work? Well, we're talking about stays of 31 days and longer, extended stays. So it's more in the landlord category than it is in the Airbnb category. And you'll see that most of those ordinances that are written specify that those ordinances, those conditions are for 30 days and less. So you got to read the ordinance and you'll see that there. The third question I see all the time is why would a landlord allow you to do this with use their property? Why aren't they doing it themselves? And absolutely every landlord should do this themselves. They make a lot more money. They could triple their income from that property if they did. But some landlords and management companies, they just want to stay passive as they can. They don't want to do the work. Like that's extra involved in marketing, things like that. And once you explain to them that you're going to maintain their property better than any tenant they ever had, and once they see the benefits of that, and they understand that they're bringing in these corporate dollars into their local community, and that's going to help local restaurants and local businesses, they'll understand that it really is in their best interest to allow you to control their property on a lease. So it's going to work. I have scripts to help you say that concisely to them and exactly what to say, how to negotiate. So here it is. Let's do a recap. The 6 steps is really the map, how you can get to your financial destination. And the bonuses is really the support that you need for your journey. And then the modules, the resources are really the equipment. Okay, that's part of the third bonus. Is all the equipment that you need, the support, and the map to get there. We just need you to get started. All right. Now, the hook, what I was sharing with you before, the gift is going to be a 15-minute consult with me. You can just respond to my emails and tell me you want to talk, and I'll make time to talk with you. And I might even throw in a discount too. So give me a call, set up this, email me, tell me you want your 15-minute consult, and you'll get it. All right. So this is what you go to the extendedstaylandlord.com. You click on the Enroll Now button, and you get going. Now, at this point, you really can do 3 things. As I shared it with you. You can do absolutely nothing. And if you're comfortable with what your life is, if you're comfortable being in the exact same spot that you are now, a year from now, if that's bearable to you, then congratulations. But I'm imagining that you're not comfortable with that's unacceptable. So the next thing you could do is you could try to do all this on your own. You can try to set up a rental arbitrage. Hey, you can listen to all my YouTube videos. You can read all my blog posts and read everyone else's, all the books and everything. And, you're going to make your share mistakes, and some of them are going to be costly, but you're going to eventually get there if you pursue through it, if you're willing to work through all the obstacles. And just the pain of double booking is really stressful. It makes a lot of people want to quit. Or the third thing you can do is just let me help you. Just let me get you going. Okay, I've been at this for a while, trained a lot of people. I just make your life a lot simpler. You can actually make a lot more money quicker, but not losing so much money. But it's really up to you. Thank you for staying with me to the end. I'm looking forward to working with you, and sign up for my 15-minute consult. Just reply to this email and we'll get going. All right. Thank you.